parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open your
Indeed, open your heart right here on VCMG on the Oldies station. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And we're here every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. just answering questions, navigating life, coming to understand why things happen, and how we have the power to always stay connected to the divine, and that we're never alone. And that when you ask, "Hey God, it's me. Are you there? Can you hear me?" God is always listening. God is always assisting us on the journey. We're never really alone. How many times in your life have you sat down and said, "Hey God, what's up? Is it me? Are you with me? Am I alone?" There's a lot going on in the world, and things are happening, and I don't feel like I'm in control. And I don't know what to do next. Things are coming against me, and it's awful quiet. I'm really starting to wonder, did you miss my prayer? Did you miss my request? Are you with me? How am I going to get through this? The world is changing and things are shaking up, and dear God, I don't know what to do. I thought I knew what to do. I thought I had it figured out. And then something came when I least expected it, and it blindsided me, and here I am, not knowing what to do now. This isn't where I thought I'd be at this juncture of my life, this moment in time. And I thought I was a good person. I know I'm a good person, but hey, God, why is this happening to me? I don't think I deserve this. Am I being punished, God? Why is this happening? How can I find my way out of this? Do I need to pray more? Do I need to do more? Hey, God, are you listening? How many of you have found yourself in that moment, in that experience, asking those questions of God? And maybe literally saying, why me? Why me, God? Why do I have this affliction or this disease, this difficulty? Why am I financially challenged now? Why, God? Why me? Many of us find ourselves asking these questions often throughout life, not understanding how life took a turn that we least expected. Sometimes it's an unexpected death. And that unexpected death in our family just throws us for a loop. It sends us all spiraling. And then we come to this understanding that the family unit is not as big and as strong as we thought it was, because now not only is everyone falling apart, but they're at each other's throats. And they're fighting over the washing machine. What gives, God? How could this be? Or what about the question, how is it that I've put all my time, energy, and money into whatever it is you've placed your money in, the project, the home, an experience, just to watch it crumble? How many of you have felt like you've built yourself up only to have it all slip away again? Is God there then? Is God off on another part of the universe and not paying attention? How many of you ever have gotten mad with God? Felt this energy of disappointment that God failed you, that God forsaked you, that you really weren't being supported? We've had those moments in life where we've all felt alone. And the power that we have inside is to always stay connected. But we've been distracted by other things in the world, and we, as humans, think we have it figured out. Come on, if we went to school and we've gotten a job and we've done everything that checks all the boxes in life, Why wouldn't we be happy? Why wouldn't things work out? But they don't. You can do all the right things and not get the results you want. And then you're left feeling like there's some dark cloud hanging over you. What's that about? Is it really there's a dark cloud, or is it that you didn't tune in and touch base when you really needed to, when you were making all your plans, and now you're 1,000 feet ahead of the God plan, and you're finding yourself in a dark forest because that's not where God would have put you at all? But you, we, us, in our human mind, we find ourselves just pushing in the direction of what we want. And because we analytically can figure out how to get there, we often don't include God in the conversation. And for those of us that do, we can include God in the conversation, we can pray, but we often mistake a signal from God as confirmation that, yes, this is what I'm supposed to do. I got a sign from God. But was it a sign, or was it your imagination and your ego wanting to make it be so you had permission to move forward? Lord knows we don't want to annoy God. Powerful force. But how many of you talk on a regular basis and have a thought process going on in your mind that's partially a conversation with God at all times? I know I hear people say they pray a lot. And I believe prayer is one of the most powerful tools we have. But if you're praying prayers of words that you don't understand, you're activating the power of those words, but it becomes challenging to implement it in your day-to-day life. And there are certain prayers that unlock the power of God instantaneously. But it's doing that and having a conversation with God. And asking the big questions. What is the meaning of my life? How can I shift where I am and go where I'd ideally love to be? Is the choice I'm making what's truly meant for me? Am I on the right path? Can I do what I desire, accomplish it, and be in the energy of the divine plan? You see, we have the resources, and most of us can accomplish almost anything we set our intention and mind upon. We have to ask ourselves the question, what is motivating us? What is bringing you to the power of wanting this outcome? What is leading you to want to end a marriage? What is causing you to not trust people? What is allowing you to continually repeat patterns of experiences and you find yourself in almost exactly the same spot again and again and again? And then you look up into the heavens and you say, why me, God? What is coming out of your mouth? What are you noticing in the environment around you? Are you always fixating on what everybody else is doing and what they're doing wrong and how they could do it better? Are you coming from this energy of a critical spirit? Are you coming from this energy of judgment? How are you viewing the world? Because whether you know it or not, these eyes you have, they are the eyes of God, and God sees right through your eyes into the soul of another. But we're too busy for all of that. Could you imagine if you're looking in the mirror and you see yourself and you get yourself all fixed up, you just brush your hair, you put your best clothes on, you groom yourself. Do you look at yourself and say, you look good. Wow, good. Which I want everyone to have that self-love, that appreciation for your physical body. But also, do you look in the mirror and say, Thanks for looking at me, God. Greatly appreciate it. I see you. I know you see me. There's this flow of energy that's always going through you. It's just a matter of you tuning into that desired outcome and staying in alignment with God at the same time, which is not an easy task because we haven't been trained. We've been trained to multitask. We've been trained to problem solve. We've been trained to follow routines that are in alignment with what goes on in the world. But we really haven't been trained to be on the marathon with God. This is a lifelong marathon we are on. And we're going to need to take breaks, and we're going to need the rest. But we are on a journey. It does not end. And it's not just limited to this lifetime. It incorporates multiple lifetimes. There is a continuum of time of the soul. How do I feel? How do I look at this moment? What is my mindset? And what in the past has shown me what I need to know now, and what is now going to do to my future? Everything you think, everything you do, everything you say is creating tomorrow. There is no getting around it. And the today you live is the product of yesterday, which is compiled of all your thoughts, your words, your actions, your fears, the power of suggestion of others, and then the routines and the patterns that are not even aligned with you, but you're just doing them because that's what you're supposed to do. Can we wake up in the morning and say, hey, God, it's me. What would you have me do today? Hey, God, divine God, I am here before you. Mold me, shape me. Let me be the instrument of the energy that you are in everything I do and I say during this day and every action that I take. Let me feel the flow. Let me be one with the journey. You have the power. You have the ability to always be lined up. But because early on we fell into a trap of separation, it's a trap. It's nothing more than a trap. We're told we're born into this beautiful, fabulous tribe of family. How's that working for you? Some of you are fortunate enough to have a fabulous family. Others, not so fortunate. But you're born into this environment and you're passed on to this tribe of people that are supposed to take care of you and give you all the resources you need. But you tell me one human being that on a regular basis sat down with their 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds and sat there and continually said to them every morning, I want you to check into God. Yes, we may teach them to do their morning prayer and their evening prayer, but they're just doing that because you told them. They're just doing that because they're repeating words like a parrot. And later on, they'll develop a relationship. But that relationship in the physical form begins the minute they're born, and you are the steward of the little one. You're the keeper, the caretaker, the guider. So many times did your parents and your grandparents sit you down and say, every morning I want you to have a conversation with God and say, hey, God, it's me. I'm ready for the day. What surprises do you have for me? What do you want me to look for? And how can I see you and find you in everything I do every day? And how can I best represent you today, God? A force of energy that can create an entire universe. You're my buddy. You're my sidekick. You're my flow of energy. And with you by my side, I can do anything. But we will have a family dynamic that tells the child they're stupid, they're not smart enough, they're not good enough, they're not pretty enough. Sit down, be quiet. Children are seen, not heard. We have many examples of those. And I'm not saying no one has ever said to daily talk to God with a conversation. But it's not the norm. It's not in the checklist of things we do with our little one. How do we create this energy of this alignment with the divine at all times that never wavers? We're never forsaking God. We're always lining up with God, and God has never forsaken us. Hey God, it's me. Your child, your expression of energy in the physical form, in my own unique way, with my own personality and my own talents. Assist me, help me find the way to stand into the destiny of what you have for me. And give me the patience and the tools to arrive there with ease and grace. And to not allow the words and the intentions and the division of others to impact me. Not allow them to disrupt me. Allow me to stay strong and believe that I can do anything. You see, there's a power in all of you. And this power is that connection that is always present. So wherever you are in the journey of life, whatever the juncture may be at this moment that has you saying, hey God, it's me, or why me? It's time for you to say, I am the expression of God in motion, therefore I can do anything. And whatever this situation or problem is that appears before me, there is a resolution that is most likely outside the scope of what I have been conditioned to know. And so I surrender for that information to be presented to me so that I can be accepting of it and I can learn to let things go. I don't need to hold on to things that aren't working for me. I don't need to hold on to people who aren't working with me. And I most certainly don't want to be around people who are working against me. It's a time for us all to really take a good look and realize your number one best friend is the divine. And your angels and your guides. And that people are all on the same path, putting one foot in front of the other, just like you, trying to figure it out. And most of them are as wounded as you may have been, or maybe still are. So how are we going to take advice from that person? We have to develop the conversation with God and trust that the universe has your back. Tonight, we're going to answer your questions at 866-972-7247. We're going to journey through what you would love to say to God. And we're going to drum up the energy so that we can begin to shift how people interact with the divine, with each other, and their relationship on a daily basis, so that we're no longer on the outside looking in. We are always at the right place at the right time and totally one with the divine. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come to our phone lines and our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to put your questions and comments in the feed. We'll be getting to you as well. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and I'm Sarah Spiritual. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss, are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute, are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMILE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMILE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMILE.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon here with a question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you get a doorbell camera. I wish we had them for everyone, but the first 40 true oldies channel listeners to call 833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hand. And that's not all. Sloman's going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to dial 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So call Sloman's now for this limited time offer, 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the True Oldies channel.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-405-8057 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-405-8057 now. Again, 800-405-8057. That's 800-405-8057.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights. Here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods. Here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven to serve our communities. We're here for it all. Here for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
And now another Community First message from Robes.
When an auto accident occurs, stop immediately. Do not obstruct traffic and secure your valuables. Seek medical attention for injuries as soon as possible, along with notifying your insurance company. Injured recently? Contact Robes Injury Law at 561-570 410-5700 or robeslawgroup.com. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart.
Yes, indeed. It is time to listen to your heart, and the ways that once were, they don't always work anymore because the world has changed, and each one of us is learning to change along with it. And tonight, we're dialing up the phone lines and saying, "Hey, God, it's me," and getting some messages, and of course, listening to you and what you want to share with God. We're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. We connect your guides, your angels, We are bringing forth information that helps you on your day-to-day life. This is our 679th live show, and we're counting up to our 14-year anniversary on national radio. We're so glad to be on 95.9, 106.9, 93.3, 96.9, 1470 AM, and 103.1 HD3. So glad to be here in sunny South Florida, but also broadcasting all across the world, thanks to our streaming on social media. So we're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and we're going to answer some questions. So let's see who we've got on our phone lines. We've got Jennifer, and Jennifer's in Port St. Lucie. Jennifer, how are you doing today?
Hi, Sarah. Doing okay.
Good to connect with you, Jennifer. And what is your question for us?
I just saw, you're talking about God, and I'm a truly strong believer in God because I know that's where all my help has come from. But sometimes, just recently, I just find myself just like I'm out there. I'm wondering. It's like my mind is all over. So I'm just want to see what does God have to say to me moving forward.
Well, moving forward, it is for you to have the singleness of purpose of what makes you feel that brings you closer to God. And you are most likely picking up on a lot of what seems to be some static in the energy field, almost like you can't quite reach God the same way. There's so much going on in the world that you've become overstimulated, and everything seems to send you into a fight or flight consequential experience, and you don't know what to focus your intention and attention upon. And so even when you sit down to talk to God or pray, the focus and the feeling that you really did connect is missing. And this feeling that you have, I will share with you, Jennifer, is not alone. So many people are sharing with me that they suddenly don't feel like God feels them, and they don't feel God the same way. And it has so much to do with what's been going on upon the planet, and energetically, the shifts of all the planets around planet Earth. It's everything making some movement and change. That's why we play the song at the beginning of the show, "The world is changing now." There's this change, there's this energy. And so we can't keep doing things the same way. So someone may ask, well, if I spoke to God the same way 20 years ago and I felt connected, why can't that work now? Because now God is asking that we dig deeper. We dig deeper in our heart, and we truly surrender. And we take our analytical thought process, our base of our brain thought process, out of our minds and just go in the flow of the energy and be still and be patient. We as a society have become very impatient. We want what we want the way we want it, and we want it now. We want answers, we want clarity, and even for those who feel, as yourself, that you've waited a long time for things to come to fruition, it's still not time yet. Oh, that's the last thing we want to hear. Patience, grasshopper. But things are lining up to take you to the place of that connection of everything coming together, that union of feelings, and to trust when it's time to let go, be it let go of a job, let go of a home. You have to trust the universe has your back no matter what, because we become so attached to things. So be willing to let go of things that maybe aren't what you thought they would be or aren't serving you at this moment. And streamline and allow life to be simple. Simple, and stay in the energy of purity and the richness of all that surrounds you without all the accoutrements that we say we want. I want this. It needs to have this. We do that in our search for finding friends and partners and jobs. It has to have this. But maybe there's a better version of that story. We can manifest more, we can want more, Sometimes in our human need to be specific as to what we want and steadfast and hold on, like a dog holding on to a piece of fresh meat that really wants to eat that steak it just stole from the table. We don't want to let go, and you have to let go. And say, I would love to have this in my experience, if it's for my highest good or better. Because the universe can see something bigger and better. You cannot, because you've been conditioned to see things through your human mind. And the human mind can only give you impressions of things that you are familiar with. The universe has infinite possibilities of how your stories can turn out. But no, we're going to hold on to this job or this person or this house, and we're not going to budge because we've just got to find a way to make the square peg fit in the round hole. We're going to make it work. But inside, we're deteriorating and we're feeling lonely and frustrated and separate. And that separation creates that scattered feeling. And that scattered feeling sends you into this fight or flight mentality. And that fight or flight mentality means that you are scattered, trying to gather all the pieces and survive and push through to the next moment. But that doesn't sound like how God wanted us to live. Yes, we were birthed into an era and a time when we have all these opportunities. But it's our desire and our need for more and to control outcomes that has humanity in this place. And you're lumped in with humanity, dear Jennifer. And so it's to still the mind and calm the mind and allow the mind to have nothing, absolutely nothing. I challenge you and everyone, walk around your house. You could hear a pin drop in silence and think nothing except for, I just hear the sounds of silence, right? That's a song. Hello, darkness, my old friend, right? And we're listening to the sounds of silence. And just let that stillness envelop you, because it's in the stillness that we hear the whisper of God, and then we are no longer scattered, and we are no longer struggling to connect and feeling as if we haven't quite made the connection the way we used to. Jennifer, there are changes coming for you. This is a new beginning, a fresh start, and it's time to get out the broom and sweep up the messes of the past. And even though you've come so far, there's more for you to do. There's more for you to create. And where you are is not the be-all, end-all.
Oh.
So, Jennifer, what would you like to say to God while we're dialing up?
I just want to thank him for what he has done for me. And just to let him know that he knows that I love him very much. And I do appreciate the path that he has taken me on, because I have been through many dangers and he has brought me through. So I just want to say a big thank you to Almighty God for what he has done and what he's about to do. Even though I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, but I know this is not the end of it. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So I just want to tell him thanks for everything.
There's a big light, and it's a transformative time. It's a death and a rebirth, out with the old and in with the new. Jennifer, thank you so much for listening to the show. Remember how far you've come in the past 15 years. And the universe is with you. All right. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Blessings.
Bye.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Bye.
866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we're going to go to another phone call here on the show, and we're going to go to Hope. Hopi Hope is in New York. How's New York doing, Hope? How are you tonight?
Well, thank God I'm doing good. And you?
We're doing great here in sunny South Florida. What is your question for us,
Oh,
Hope?
Lord. What does the universe have to offer?
Well, the universe has plenty to offer, and one of the sticking stones here seems to be the finances don't seem to be doing what they used to do. Things are feeling a little tight for you. Is that true?
Yes.
And there's a lot of change to come for you. It's for you to be open to some additional flows of money to come your way. It is not necessary for you to just stick with what you do. There's another opportunity for you to do a little bit more, to get more at this time. I realize that you have a great ability to connect with helping other people and healing. And that healing energy that I see around you, this healing energy is an energy that is your gift. But it does not mean because you're of service, you need to go without. So be open. Be open to create another flow of income for yourself. And I also feel that you don't feel as if you're supported. Like you feel like you're out there on your own. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. And we were wondering if a partner would ever come, yes?
Mm-hmm.
There is love that comes. There is love. I know he seems to have taken the slow boat from some other place, but there is love that comes. And you do not know this person. I know there may be some people who've expressed interest, but you do not know the person that I see. So we do not have to go through life all by ourselves for the rest of our lives. But at this moment, it's for you to stand strong and firm and also kind of put in order in place some of the people that are kind of depending on you and kind of kick them out to the curb and make them stand up for themselves.
You know, that's what I do the other day. Oh,
good.
God, here. For the past 2 years, I've been through hell with a girl that I put up our 2 children and our baby father. Oh, God. I have to let them go.
And things will turn around for you. I know you did what you did from your heart, but that would be a time when we say, God, is it your will for me to take these people in? So you see, sometimes we do what we think is the right thing of our personality and with our own intentions, which are well-meaning, of course. But then it takes away and robs us of the blessings that God has for us. So for you, my dear, I feel like things are going to turn around. And it's time to turn that beat around and trust that something good is coming for you and the flow of money will increase. Hope, what is your...
I'm praying.
Yes, what is your statement? What would you love to say for the energy and the broadcasting energy that, of course, permeates everyone and goes out into the ethers? What is your statement you'd like to say to God? What would you like to share? Hey, God, it's me, Hope, and what would you like to say?
God, it's me, Hope, and I'm thankful. I've been through a lot of hurdles, and God, you never let me kick my feet on one. You always give me the strength to jump, to leap over them. My toe never touch one. And I'm so extra grateful for your blessing and your mercy. And I know you have something good in store for me. And I thank you for what you have done. And I thank you for what you have done as yet. And you know I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, God. Thank you. And Sarah, your blessing is dear too. I've been listening to you since 2008, and I never lose faith in you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a long journey, Hope. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. God bless you, and keep us posted. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to continue with our phone calls at 866-972-7247, answering your questions all across the nation. And of course, we're going to pop into our friends on our YouTube channel and Sarah Spiritual and our Facebook page, see what the conversation's got going on, and of course, answer questions. Stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we'll be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're connecting to your guides, your angels, and we're talking to God tonight. So we're going to go back to our phone lines, and we're going to go to Felicia. Felicia is in Delray. Felicia, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well, Felicia.
Hello?
Do you have, yes, hello. Do you
Hi.
have your seatbelt fastened, my dear?
Do I have my
Change.
seatbelt fastened? Well,
Yes.
I'll tell you what. I'm kind of scared of that. You asking me that, but yeah, I kind of got my seatbelt fastened.
Good, because it's time for change. And the more you plow through the things that don't work for you anymore so that you can get to the other side and have things line up in a way that give you peace and joy and happiness, the better it's going to be. So we might as well go through in warp speed from where you are to where you want to be, because my guides make me feel like you're not feeling that life is lining up the way you'd like it to. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. What is the questioning
Real
for
true.
us tonight?
Question is, am I on the right path with my husband? Went through something really hard, and I'm having a lot of trouble with that. I've been angry, I've been mad, sad, happy, and I just don't know if I'm like doing the right thing. Is this person totally committed to me, or they're not?
What is their
Because
birthday?
I feel like alone.
What is his birthday?
5/20/85.
So you're feeling the stages of grief of the loss of who you thought they were and coming to the understanding of who they actually are. You fell in love with the idea of the man, not the man that he is. Now he's shown you, and it's triggered all your broken parts. Everything that made you not feel good enough or worthy, everything that you thought would never happen to you again has come all rolled up into one. And interesting, Spirit said we need to plow right through it and just get you to the other side of what makes you feel peaceful and joyful. Now, you make a choice, and the choice you make has to align with what brings you peace. But of course, in this moment, we need to heal from the experience, and then we need to heal and learn to trust ourselves, because you're also mad at yourself that you didn't make a choice that worked out the way you thought it would. So there's a lot of anger and frustration at yourself, not just him. And so now you find yourself in a bit of a mess. From where he is in this journey, he does have a sense of feeling sorry, and he does not want to hurt you again. But here we have someone who is on a journey of healing their own wounds, and they never did the work for themselves. They always were looking for validation wherever they could get it. So they need to do their own work. In order for this relationship to work, they need to work and you need to work, and then together you need to come together in agreement. If we cannot come to agreement here in this relationship, then for you, a free will, this is your year to make the change by the end of 2023. If things are not feeling like you can feel peace, joy, happiness, comfort, then you have the free will to choose what you want to do. Remembering that an ending is a beginning. Don't hold on to things when they are falling apart and you have nothing to do but let go. Now, I am not telling you to let go. The universe is not telling you to let go. We're telling you to heal. And the work is not about the work you do with him. It's the work that you do for you. So when I take you, Felicia, and I take you back into the age of 9, what was going on in your household, in your family then? What was going on?
The same thing.
Same storyline?
Yeah.
Interesting. Spirit takes us back to the same storyline that you witnessed as a little one.
Yeah.
We need to heal that little girl. There's a work I do called soul integration. She is the one who attracted someone who would not be able to show up for her emotionally. And she has become a self-fulfilling prophecy of what she believes a relationship is, and not feeling supported and feeling abandoned.
Right. Okay.
And I believe where love is present, that two people can work through anything. I do believe that. I have seen that happen. But we need to be whole pieces of our soul.
Now.
Yes. So, but we can't look back. We can't look back. What's done is done. We can't go back with a magic eraser, as much as they say it cleans anything off a wall. We can't erase this. We can only move forward.
Right.
So in this moment of now, you're choosing to move forward with him, but you have to heal yourself, and you have to do some work together. So when I look at where you are, do the work. And I would love the opportunity to do some soul integration work, You can find it on my website. It's one of my sessions on the sessions page. And
Okay.
let's go integrate your little girl who has inevitably attracted the sense of her feeling not worthy and good enough and abandoned and afraid. And she doesn't know how to trust herself.
Okay.
We need to do that work.
That sounds very interesting.
Yes.
Sounds very interesting.
We do it with the help of 12 archangels. It's the most powerful experience you could have. And in that journey,
Oh, wow.
we will integrate
Sounds
you,
exciting.
and then we will be able to come to a decision as to how you proceed moving forward and how you feel fully strengthened, knowing that you're choosing things that make you feel good and that we don't have to repeat the pattern. And then if he doesn't come along for the ride and do the work, then endings are beginning. Fasten your seatbelts. And you will be fine.
Oh, boy. Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right. I trust I've been of
appreciate that,
service
Sarah.
to you, Felicia.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What would you like to say to
thank you.
God? What would you like to say? The environment of the universe is listening.
I love God, and I know He's there, and He's guided me through everything that I just went through and always has. I know I doubted Him, which I feel terrible about that, because of certain circumstances I was in, but, you know, I know He's always there, and just bad times and moments that I've had that I've doubted, and I shouldn't have done that, but I know He still loves me, and I know He's still there for me, and I'm grateful for that. And I will forever talk about God as much as I can to let people know how good and loving He is and how we're His children.
Beautiful. Keep us posted, Felicia. I look forward to working with you in the future. All right.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. God bless
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
866-972-7247. Continuing to answer your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. But we're going to go to our friends on Facebook, our friends on YouTube. We've got some questions. We've got some comments. Quite the conversation going on in the feed. So let's see who we have here on our Facebook feed. Let's see what we've got going on in our questions. So we have a question from Sarah Makia. How do I help my boyfriend and his anxiety? Sarah, the key to helping your boyfriend and his anxiety is for you, of course, to always remain calm and instill in him the ability that he has to control his environment more than he realizes. He feels as if he's out of control, as if he doesn't fit in, and he's struggling with that. And he does not like change. And so you can break down a change very easily and simply by piece helping his energy align with things that he can come to an understanding with a little by little. And teaching him some of the things you've learned in the spiritual world, in the spiritual community, that help you learn how to breathe and how to move yourself through the energy by breath work, breathing, prayer. Teach him to still his mind, even if it's just for 60 seconds. This is how you can help him with his anxiety. And be patient. Patience is not always easy, but be patient. This will also help him feel supported and loved because we know that you love him very much. Thank you, Sarah Makia, for your Facebook question. We're going to go to Facebook and YouTube. We've got on our Facebook page, let's go back. I think there was another one that we just passed here, so let's go back. There we go. No, just change back to the other screen, please. We flipped through somebody here, so let's just go back one, if we can. Yes, L.A. Camus. Say my name, and we'll just make it a little bigger for me. My name is Lorianne, and I recently broke up with someone that I trusted very much. And so now her question is, what are his thoughts about her? And she gives me his birthday and her birthday. So in this relationship of thoughts and feelings, he disappointed you and he did not honor the relationship and the commitment that you had. And his thoughts and feelings for you, you want to know, does he regret what he did? Does he feel badly for his choice? He feels a bit of remorse, but not as badly as you would hope, because if he felt that badly, he never would have done that in the first place, because he would have placed more value on the relationship. He's very strong-willed. He's selfish. He is someone who always has to come first. And in this energy, you who are very free-spirited and very much a big picture thinker, you really gave with your heart. And he was very anxious to take. Here at this moment in time, does he think of you? Does he think of you as the person that got away, that he hurt? There are moments that he can have that thought cross his mind. But remember, for him, he comes first, and he's not as emotionally available as you were, nor is he able to be. So in this moment, we do let you know, Lorianne, that we have to give this time and space and let it go. And know the question you must ask oneself is, what do you think of yourself? And how do you value you? And who are you? And the importance of what you bring to a table in a relationship, and understand that you are not responsible for his actions, and that you are worthy, you are good enough, you are lovable, and that someone who's going to honor the love that you bring to the table is going to come along and really honor you and have a joyous relationship. We thank you for your Facebook question. We're going to go to our next question on Facebook and YouTube, and we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And we're going to Kim. Let's go back to Kim Gary. Kim Gary's like, hey, am I wasting my time looking at an old love? And why did this just come up? And she goes, she doesn't really know what his main name is. She knows what she knows him by, and just not left her thoughts over the weeks. And she feels like she's going mad. Well, there comes a time where old relationships are coming back up, and very popular for this Mercury retrograde energy. Even though we just entered Mercury retrograde, past loves start popping up a little bit before, for reflection, for an understanding. And there's unresolved emotions and experiences that are a little difficult for you to process. But you're not going mad. It's just the idea and the thought of what could have been, as opposed to what was. And his popping back up intrigues you as to what could be. We need to take a good look as to who he is and who he is now in this moment, before we trip down the path and get caught in a trap and repeat a pattern that did not end very well for you. Let the thoughts go. Ask God to alleviate the obsessive thought process and show you the truth of the matter and what you need to learn on a soul level from the rekindling of this connection, and to show you what you need to do. Because it is time to really step into a true divine love relationship. And the past is usually in the past for a reason. We don't want to take a giant step backwards when we could be taking a leap forward to your future and your true love destiny. Thank you so much, Kim Gary, for your Facebook question. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll continue answering questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Did you call me with your soul? Because you know me. I am Sarah Spiritual, and you are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on VCMG on 95.9, 106.9, 93.3, 96.9, 1470 AM, and 103.1 HD3. You can hear us on the oldie station as you're cruising down the highway. And, of course, you can listen to us on iHeartRadio and on all the streaming apps. And, of course, follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Sarah Spiritual. We're going to go back to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. If you get a busy signal, put us on speed dial and just keep hitting the button because it's going to be time for us to get to your call. We've got to go to Eileen, and Eileen is in Illinois. Eileen, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you, Eileen. And what is your question for us tonight?
I'm going through some things with my daughter, and I'm not really sure. I've had no contact with my grandchildren, and I'm just wondering if you have any insights for me.
What is your daughter's birthday?
7/3/88.
Interestingly enough, when I first heard your voice, the first word Spirit gave me that I wrote on my paper was divide. So I feel like we've been divided, and we've been divided now for a while. Is that true?
About a month and a half.
And this divide
Physically.
is really your daughter's, my guides are calling it a temper tantrum. It's as if
Yeah.
your daughter is insulted and she's trying to create her boundary. And she's like, you're a bad little girl. She's teaching you a lesson, right? So this is her way of punishing because you didn't agree and align with her the same way she wanted you to. This is what I see. But I also see something else. I see someone actually stirring the pot and kind of creating a little bit more drama than needs to be. Almost like someone's whispering in her ear to kind of create the divide.
Her husband.
Yeah. So this divide that I see is on her, in her mind, she's justified and she's doing what she feels like she deserves to do and she should do because she needs to stand up for herself and this is who she is. But in his mind, in his attitude, we have something a little more strategic. For him, it's about a little bit of control, to be sure that she always comes looking to him and that it's his opinion that she follows and not act out on a mind of her own. That doesn't mean that perhaps there's something that she felt and she could have said it to you. She doesn't need to behave this way. But this is a power play more from her husband than it is from her. But you need to peacefully keep your distance and you need to just allow her to figure it out. And then just be there and not take it personally. I know the actions are hurtful and I understand that you have feelings. But when someone is being egged on and feel like they're caught up in some kind of justice that needs to be served, and it makes them feel like they've got power, when really, and unbeknownst to her, he's circumventing her power because he's becoming a force to get in her mind and play mind games and twist the truth of what actually happened and point out aspects of a conversation and an occurrence that really are not the whole story. But he's just going to fixate on a couple of things that are sending her over the edge. She'll come along. And I'm going to go back and I'm really going to say for the past year, this is something that you've danced with, even though right now we have a break. I really feel like this is something that's been brewing in the background.
Yes, it has.
Okay. So, you know, he thinks he won. Yeah. He thinks he won. So it's okay. This too shall pass. And you need to feel secure and safe with yourself and your own choices.
Will I see my grandchildren again?
You will. It's for now we're on a break. You need your daughter to come to her senses and she needs to experience something firsthand. And that's why we pray. That's why we ask God to show the light and the truth of a story, not our truth, not her truth, but God's truth. Right. And so your daughter can make the right choices for herself and her children so that you can repair the relationship. And she can also hold some healthy boundaries in her own household or in her own marriage, which is important. Very important.
Yeah.
So when I look at the energy around this story, we're looking at a few months here for things to kind of iron out. I don't feel like you'll never see them again. I just feel like it's a theatrical play you're watching, and you need to just let it finish playing out. Eileen, what would you like to say to God at this time? What would you like to send out into the energy in this moment?
I would like to say, hi, God, this is Eileen. I want to thank you for your mercy and blessings in my life. Thank you, God, for your unconditional love and guidance in my life. I believe in you. I trust you. I love you. I surrender to your will in my life.
There you go. So surrender. Surrender that God knows the end of the story and God has a reason why this is all happening. Trust this experience.
Okay.
I know it's painful,
Okay.
but trust it. You're not alone.
Yes.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for calling, Eileen. We greatly appreciate your calling into the show. We trust we've been of service to you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you,
God
Sarah.
bless you. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. 866-972-7247. We have a fabulous center in West Palm Beach. If you're local here to sunny South Florida or just popping in and driving on through, coming in from a family vacation, we would love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. There you'll find a wonderful array of crystals and crystal jewelry and incense and books and mists and oils and spiritual baths and candles, fragrance candles. We've got all types of products to support your spiritual journey, from Buddhas to fairies to St. Jude to Archangel Michael to Archangel Uriel and Gabriel and Raphael. We have such a fabulous array of items, and the energy is fabulous. And we also teach at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. There you'll find a wonderful array of classes. Tomorrow starts our apprentice program, and that class we've been teaching since 2013. So we are at our 10-year mark of our fabulous apprentice program, and we are really looking forward to launching class tomorrow night with all our participants. And then keep an eye on our website at sarahspiritual.com. That's where you'll find some of the other classes. We do a lot of how to connect, how to talk to angels, how to clear your energy, how to work with a candle and pray. We teach all of that at the Expedito Center and so much more. Visit sarahspiritual.com or expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. Either one will get you to me. Most people find Sarah Spirituals a little easier just to get you there. We appreciate everyone who supports our center. Not only are we counting up to our 14-year anniversary, but of radio, we're counting up to our 17-year anniversary of having our center in West Palm Beach. So as always, it's an honor to be of service to all of you and to journey this path of life with each one of us. We're going to take a question from Facebook and YouTube before we take our commercial break. So let's see who we've got on our Facebook and YouTube list before we go back to our phone lines, which will be right after we come back from the break. Let's see who we have. We've got a YouTube. We've got Carla Flores. She says, how can I reconnect with my father who has stopped speaking to me and our family? Seems to be a lot of that going on. Well, you know, the interesting thing is, Carla, your dad tends to be a little stubborn in his own way, and he does not like to admit when he is wrong. And he's kind of got to keep a distance. I would ask Archangel Michael to intervene and cut the cords away of disruption and miscommunication. And I do feel for you that this year is a year to bring your life into better balance, and we need to have an understanding. Father seems to be as if he feels insulted in some way. But I say this to you, trust this expression, this too shall pass, and this too will pass. I see us kind of stepping into the summer, sometime after the end of July into August. Feel like we should be able to begin to mend the fences. Let him sit in the corner that he's placed himself in and be in a timeout. Carla, for this moment in time, it's most likely easier to mend the fence when he has time to cool off. Thank you so much for your YouTube question. We're going to pull another question from Facebook and YouTube before we go to our commercial break. Let's see, who do we have here before us? All right. They're telling me we're going to go to commercial. Oh, there we go. We got Cindy Higgins. Hello, Sarah. I've started dating someone, and she gives me the name and the birthday and my birthday. Do I see him being the one? Let's see if he's the one, honey. So the interesting thing about Tim, Cindy, is he's really in this place of expansion and making some growth in his life. And emotionally, he's really very sensitive and intuitive. He may not be as outward and connected as you want him to be as far as a social life. He may be a little bit too much to himself and a little too reclusive. We will have to see that. But he is a very nice, genuine man. And is he the one? I can't say he's the one. There's still a little bit more that you have to get to know about him to see if you feel safe as far as who he is, that he will always have your back emotionally. Cindy, it's time for you to have someone show up for you in an emotional way that you know that you're supported. So we're going to give this through the month of June. Then things will come together and you'll have a much clearer picture, and you'll know if some of your personality differences mesh well. But he is a good-hearted, warm person. Thanks so much, Cindy, for your Facebook question. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got a board filled with calls at 866-972-7247. I sure would like to talk to you. So stay with us, everyone. Pick up the phone, and we'll be right back.
And we don't know where to go.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, it's Kevin Dalton from the Unlimited Auto Wash. Did you know we have 7 locations, including our newest at A1A and Lighthouse Drive, next to Promenade Plaza in the Sunoco Station in Palm Beach Gardens? For just $39.95 a month for the first 3 months, you can come in as often as you'd like and get our inside and out wash with Tire Shine, all unlimited, and we're 100% hand wash. We make you look good. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit us at unlimitedAutoWashClub.com. And we're also a full-service wash for the occasional customer as well. No memberships required. Come see us at the Unlimited Auto Wash.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the true oldies channel.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces, and most are machine washable. Find Skechers slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
And paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-405-8057 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-405-8057 now. Again, 800-405-8057. That's 800-405-8057.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street, reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss, are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute, are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMILE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMILE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMILE.
A good work partner knows what you need before you need it. That's how it feels when you work with Cintas. Your dedicated Cintas service reps get to know your business and have the industry knowledge that can help you prepare for what's ahead. They'll deliver your team's workwear freshly laundered. Make sure your first aid and safety supplies, mats, mops, and towels are stocked when you need them. And your fire extinguishers are inspected and in working order. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
And now another Community First message from Robes.
When an auto accident occurs, stop immediately. Do not obstruct traffic and secure your valuables. Obtain the names, phone numbers, and addresses of the other driver and any witnesses. Call 911 and report the accident. Injured recently? Contact Robes Injury Law at 561-570-5700 or robeslawgroup.com. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that
Yes, indeed. It's time to listen to your hearts and tune in to the messages that are all around you. We're tapping in and tuning into the universe right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, live every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. My goodness. We've been doing this for quite a long time. So glad to have you here. If you're new to us, then we ask you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, Sarah Spiritual. That'll get you there. Sarah with an H. Visit my website, sarahspiritual.com, and learn more about the work that I do. I'm here on a mission to help and assist people in the journey of life, for them to tune in and find the presence of the divine within and access the energy that is necessary for transforming their life to have joy, peace, happiness, harmony, and just be a good old-fashioned, regular, good human, right? We want to be good people, but we each come with our own special bag of tricks. And some of our bags of wounds are like boulders that keep tripping us up. So there are days when we say, "Hey, God, it's me." And we're not sure God is answering. So tonight we're answering questions, and we're going to give you an opportunity to say what you'd like to say to God. At 866-972-7247, this is the show where every week we ask the important questions of the universe, and we get answers on so many different topics. And we're going to go to Philadelphia. I've got Barbara on the line. Barbara, how are you tonight?
Oh, good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you. And this
Yes,
is a time
we
of...
work together.
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say this is a time of power for you and self-love and self-worth, and an opportunity for you to really tune into the meaning of your life and your purpose. It's an important time for you. Now, what were you going to say to me, Barbara?
Yes, I'm sorry for the interruption. We worked together a few years ago. We did the child healing work, and you did bring some fragments of myself back.
Yes.
And I continued the work. I've gone very deep, and I was invisible most of my life because of trauma, but I've come back, and I'm just so grateful. But my whole life, I've sold everything I have. I got rid of everything. The only things I have, I can put in my car. So
I am living with my daughter now and just waiting, I'm willing to go to a beautiful space that I know God has for me. And I know a wonderful man He has for me too. So I'm just willing. So I wanted to see where I was at with that.
Beautiful, beautiful ability to let go of attachments and be ready for the journey. So sounds like you're ready to go anywhere that the universe directs you. So that's a good thing.
Exactly.
Because now we are open and receptive, and we are without the limitations of what we think it should be and how it should be. So in this beautiful energy, the first thing I see for you is there is a place for you to go and settle in. And this settling, this is a year where you truly feel united with yourself. Like we're whole and we're in our power, as I first said when I first connected with you. And the power of that energy is so important that we can connect you to every positive outcome moving forward, because you have transcended through the trauma and passed yourself into the energy of this harmony that connects you to the universe. Now, as I move you in this direction after your birthday, that's why I feel things start to come together, right? And when I look at the year of 2021, I feel like that was a time of change, transition, maybe even difficulty. And I know you've had a series of difficulties. Even when I take you back to, I really have to go back to 2012, 2013. There was also challenges and changes going on then, and you've passed through them all. And you've created this harmony in your life, not without a lot of work, as you said in the beginning. So I do see love coming for you. I hear that song in my head, someday he'll come along, the man I love. Right? So he's in there. He's in the energy because you've prepared the energy for a better energetic connection than you've had in the past. And it's good to surrender to this moment and be with your daughter and spend this time. It's almost like I'll say we are nesting. We're going to be in this energy of the nest. And the nest is going to prepare you to take flight so that you can soar to a newer height, a newer level of experiences. And this is going to transcend you through the summer. And that's why I feel like when we step into the fall, you're really in a good place, you're connecting, and you have that independence that you desire, because you are a bit of a free bird, Barbara, just a bit.
Yeah. Do you see me moving anytime soon, or?
After your birthday is when the energy opens up for that move. So between your birthday and end of the summer into the fall, that's soon for me. In the universal terms, that's pretty soon. Now, location, 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 location. Where do we go, right? So what makes you feel good? What makes you feel aligned? What are some of the preferences that you have? Do you want to stay close to certain people? Do you just want to go to a whole new experience? These are the things you can ask of yourself and really feel the answer from within. Not do what we're supposed to do or what most people do. Think out of the box and say, where would I love to be? And I want you to envision it. I want you to, if it's local, I want you to drive around like you're a mad woman, just looking for the place. And when the universe says, that's it, that's it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to leave it in God's hands.
Right.
I have an older son that moved to Florida a month ago, and he's redoing a place down there, and he offered me to come down and stay with him for a bit to look around there. So I don't know.
So that's exactly what we're encouraging you to do. You don't have much to tie you down, so the world is your oyster. I remember when I moved to Florida, everyone thought I was crazy. What's in Florida? There's nothing in Florida. I said, I just feel compelled that I've got to go. And there you go.
Yeah.
I went.
Yeah.
You've got to follow the prompting.
I mean, it's just hard for me.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
Don't put the word hard in the story. Whatever we're led to do in the journey of God is going to line up in a way that The challenges that may come would be a brief growth spurt, but it's going to fall into place with ease and grace. I am the woman who is aligning with the move that comes upon me with ease and grace. Everything falls into place perfectly. I know intuitively, instinctively exactly where I belong, because when I am there and I see it and I feel it, I know I am home, and I know it is divinely chosen for me. Yes, I am the woman who is manifesting my future. This is how we talk to self to create the outcome we desire without pinching out the possibilities that are infinite from the universe, because we are the human that says, I want to do this and it has to be this way. We want it to flow. You want to be in the flow.
I'm just willing. I'm not, I'm just willing, and I'm following God's plan, not mine. So it's just kind of
Correct.
where I'm
But
at.
remember, Barbara, God gave you free will, right? So, which is his joke, if you ask me,
Yes.
right? He's like, all right, we're going to let you mess up a bit because you've got free will, but then I'm going to intervene and save you. Don't worry. But let's see how far you can go with this one. So, right, so that's kind of how life ends up playing out if we look at it from a logical human point of view. But I say this to you. God's plan is already inherently blueprinted inside. So go within, because that's where God's plan is. God's plan is not an external thing. It is an internal GPS system that will direct you when you surrender and allow, which you have already done. And you will line up perfectly with God's plan, because God's plan is your plan. You just don't know it yet because you've been dumbed down by society and what we are taught to believe, as opposed to listening to that GPS. And so because you've been doing your work, you follow the promptings. Now we hunker down even more and we really line up with what it looks like, what it feels like, and where is the nudge, right? God does not hit us over the head unless we're really having a special moment. God will nudge us, and then he will nudge you again, and then he will nudge you again, and then something will happen to really get our attention. But you're in the alignment of the nudge, so follow the nudge. Barbara, what would you love to say?
Yeah, just one more thing.
Yes, go ahead.
Just one more fast question. It's so interesting because I go to the pool, like the gym, and I met a man today, and he asked me if he would. He gave me his phone number. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. It was interesting. So I gave him my number, and he gave me his. I don't know if
we don't need to know.
What will come about.
It's a conversation if he picks up the phone, right? So if he picks up the phone, it's a conversation. And it's good to have conversations.
Okay.
And we owe him nothing other than the conversation that feels good. If the conversation doesn't feel good, we've got to go. And we don't need to tell him that we're not sure where we're going to be or that we may move to Florida. None of his business. We can just live fully present in the moment of now, of a good conversation and getting to know him. And then when you make a decision that you know what you want to do, and it's in alignment with what's best for you, then you're like, oh, and by the way, I'm moving to Florida. Great meeting you. Okay. Trust the process. Barbara, what would you like to say to God here now that we have our energy all ramped up? What would you love to say?
I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for everything that he has done for me, that I have a place to live, and just grateful for life and thankful. And I just talk to him every day, all day.
Beautiful.
And he is a part of my life that I will never be alone again. And I know every answer I have is inside of me.
Beautiful.
So,
beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for remembering me and reconnecting. I'm glad we did soul integration. God bless you and keep us posted. Let me know if you land here in sunny South Florida.
Okay, Sarah. Have a great night.
You too. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going back to our phone lines, and we've got Pamela. Pamela. She's in Georgia, and I got Georgia on my mind. Pamela, how you doing tonight?
Hello. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to reconnect with you, Pamela. And what is your question for us?
Well, oh my gosh. First of all, everything you've been saying is amazing. That number one best friend is the divine, and that's the path I've been on, and right place, right time. So we've talked about this, but it's been months and months and months.
Yes.
I am wanting to sell my home. And someone recently engaged with me and said that my roof has damage on it. And I'm like, how could they possibly know this? So I'm wondering, is this person, they did a neighbor's roof. So I don't know if they're going off of the area or if not. So is this person that's saying that I need a new roof and damage, is this person legit?
I feel like they're working on their agenda, not what you need. I feel like they're looking at your roof and feeling like there's an opportunity there. But whether you need to replace a whole entire roof, that's a big undertaking, right? So that's something that you need to know, but I feel like they're trying to get as many people in the neighborhood. That's when you first said there was somebody and he said, I need a new roof, and he wasn't invited to give you a quote. You didn't invite him to give you a quote. Right there, I'm like, no, it sounds like the people who used to knock on the doors and say, hey, we can get your roof replaced because of this and that. And, it has that kind of feel.
I sought him out. I asked him, but they were at the neighbor's house. And since then, he's kind of been blowing up my phone.
Correct. Because he's trying to close a deal for himself.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. But something
old,
that I don't need to do to sell the house.
How old is your roof?
15 years, but it should last 30.
Okay. Yeah. So there may be a couple of spots that need a little work. So you may want to look into that. But we've had no issues, so it's up to the inspection as well, right? And then if there's something that needs to be done, that can be handled in the closing.
Okay.
As opposed to taking
my biggest
this.
My biggest question then is, I feel like I've been at a standstill here. I've been wanting to sell this for a long time now. Is it in the cards? I have someone who is interested in buying it. I don't have an offer yet, but is this deal that has been verbalized going to come to fruition?
This is the perfect year to sell your house for you on the journey as to where you are in your soul. So if there was ever a year to let this house go and move on to a better world and life for yourself, this is the time. So there is an offer. I don't feel this person is ready. I feel like they've talked, but they're not ready to go into action. And I actually don't want them to go into any action for you until after May 15th. Why do I say that? Because Mercury's retrograde.
Retrograde.
We want to hold on to our hats, and we want to see if they come forth by May 15th, right? Then we know that it's a good opportunity for us. I feel like that is their intention. I don't feel like they have everything together to get it done. Okay? So I want you to be in this energy of putting it. Is it on the market?
It's not. This would be a private sale.
Okay. So if they do not come through in a time that is reasonable to you, then you put it on the market so that you can make the sale.
After May 15th, you're saying?
After May 15th, correct.
Okay. Is there anything I need to do in advance of either this deal or putting it on the market?
I believe you and I talked about some areas that you wanted to take a look at in the house. Didn't we talk about that once?
Which I did.
Okay. And Spirit guided you with those things. Yes. I'm feeling from the energy that you've done everything you can do at this moment, because everything else becomes a matter of people's personal taste, right? So you've just done everything to make it be a presentable home to sell so that people have a house that they can then make their own.
Mhm.
Did we talk about a fence or something?
There's no fence. It's attached living.
Attached living. Okay.
The only thing you could be thinking of when you're saying fence is maybe the deck.
Okay. That, yeah, I just check that and just make sure that everything is looking the way you want it to look. If the wood is stained, what does it look like? However the look is, make sure that it carries maybe that needs a little freshening. Because
it's been freshened, and Go ahead, you see.
Nope. So that's what I see. It's just like that's the area of things just being connected together that I see. So if it's been freshened, then that's done. Then you're all set.
This is what's confusing, I think. I'm having some people tell me don't touch it, leave it as is, and I'm having someone tell me replace the deck boards. So listening to you, it's already been painted, it's been refreshed. So since you're kind of saying to freshen it, do you get the feeling I need to replace the deck boards?
Well, if we wanted to replace deck boards, right, then we would have preferred to have done that before we painted, right? Because now we're starting a project all over again, right? This is what Spirit is telling me to tell you to do. Because, we've already done something. I don't want you to go back and do it again. So stick with the refresher. And you are a observant person. I want you to stand in the entranceway coming out onto the deck. I want you to take a couple of pictures. And I want you to look at the deck, and I want you to say, would I be happy with this deck if I were buying the house? Because as long as the boards are, for the most part, in good condition, that's not a deal breaker, right? So I wouldn't get so caught up with that, because this is the difficulty with opinions, right? We're going by what people are saying. And so we don't want to keep doing more things, and then somebody wants you to have not touched the deck because now they wanted to do something different to it. So if everything's fresh and clean and inviting, that's what you can do. If there's something major that somebody wants, again, that's a negotiation point. If we have a private investor, a private sale, then do that first. If they are not ready to take action in a reasonable time, 3 to 4 weeks about, then you want to put it on the market, because this would be an ideal time to have it on the market. So we could have it closed by August or September.
Okay. All right. And is it going to be a female? I've interviewed tons of realtors. Will it be a female realtor or male realtor that I partner with?
I'm actually feeling a male realtor.
Okay. Okay. What would you like that. Thank you.
What would you like to say to God? We are asking everyone to speak their energy into the heavens. What would you like to say to God, Pamela?
Just thank you. I mean, I'm always saying thank you. And it's funny, I heard your intro when you were talking about prayers and little children and how our parents guide us and say our prayers at night. And it's funny, I did have that experience as a child, that it was more like, just do it. It was more rote. And as the last 10 years, in my adult life, I have talked to God like a friend. So I would just say thank you for always being there for me. Yes. I'm grateful that you've shown me just how strong I am through the gifts that you've given me as you created me, and that my gratitude for the way I look at life differently now and the patience that I have garnered. I've been over hill and dale on many different things, and I just am thankful because God has carried me through on all of them.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for following the show, Pamela. Keep us posted. Bye for now.
Thank you.
866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and we've got Janin in Ohio. How are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good to connect with you. And what is your question for us tonight?
I mean, I think I just want to just kind of ask Spirit for a message that they have for me.
So the first thing I hear when I
Anything-
make a connection to you and your voice is round and round you go, where you stop, nobody knows. Are you ready to let it go? Let it go, right? It's time to let go and let God, because you're in circles and they want you to be still and follow the path that takes you to your next journey. And it's time to make some moves and some changes. So if you've been feeling like it's time to make a move and a change, then we need to let go of what's stopping us from making those changes. This is an important time for you, and for you not to get too over the top in your head. Your mind seems to just chew things up and spit it out and then regurgitate it again and come up with another way to figure it out. And they want you to just be still and choose something that is going to move you in the direction of your financial wellness. They're particularly hammering in something about work and money. Are we looking at something in our work and money area at this time?
Yeah, I'm completely depleted. I'm still in a really difficult space, and just trying to. I mean, I've been putting in the work. I did the money class. I've been trying to different avenues. I've been trying to get myself to meditate, and that's where I struggle. It's so hard for me. It's been hard. I mean, I make an effort, and I'm like expecting something, but it's like nothing. But I still am grateful that at least I give it the effort, and I'm able to sit with myself for a while. It does calm my anxiety, and it helps
Right.
with that, but it's like, I feel like I've been trying. I've been on this path. I've let go. I feel like I'm surrendering. I feel like I am, and
All right.
I'm just. It's a
But you
brick
want
wall.
to let it take time, and I know you feel like you don't have time. But I'm going to fast. No, I'm going to rewind you. I got to rewind you. I've got to go back. And when I go back to the year, interestingly enough, of 2013. 2013. This was a shift and change time for you then?
Oh, major.
Major. You are closing out a chapter of energy, and this is not going to be as tumultuous and difficult to change as then, but you're going through a change. But this is an up-leveling change. And so you have to trust the universe. You wouldn't have thought you would be where you are now in 2013, looking back on where you were, correct? And somehow you made it.
I know I should have been dead.
Okay.
Yeah. There's been so many new beginnings. I've been born again. I can't even tell you. I've been growing spiritually so much. I'm not that person anymore.
Exactly. But it takes time for the energy around you to catch up. I want you and everyone listening to think of energy as this momentum ball, and this momentous energy that's building, and it's building, and it's building, and it's building more and more momentum. And because most of us spend a majority of the time either on the wrong track or not feeling and thinking the things that are really aligning us up with our destiny, and because of our programming and what we've come to understand as a truth, which in the end is not our truth, we have years and years of this momentum ball building. And so this energetic ball has gone out quite a bit in the energy of what we measure as time ahead of us. And everything that we have managed to manifest today and yesterday, we are living. And yesterday is our today is our tomorrow. But since everything's overlapping and time is like this loop of energy, and it's most certainly not anything real, it's just movement forward, right? We measure it in dates and times and minutes and seconds, but That is not the experience of the universe. The universe is a continuum of energy that's building and building and building and building and building. So where has our intention and attention been? It's been building on things that have set us back, that have made us feel defeated, that have caused us to not feel good enough, worthy, that have made us make choices that maybe put us in a critical state financially, emotionally, spiritually, perhaps even physically. So this has gone out way before you. Instead of the red carpet, it's the mess of all the thoughts, energy, words, and experiences that have transcended through time beyond you. So every day that you invest time redirecting your attention, being more positive, holding vibrational space of things you desire, releasing the past, forgiving yourself, letting go, telling yourself that I am in alignment with what I desire now and what is in the divine light for me, and I forgive myself for where I've been. I release the cords of karma that bind me to those experiences. I free myself from the power of hypnotic suggestion of my childhood and experiences. I free myself from hypnotic spells and energy that have tied me to a reality that is no longer mine because I have evolved. And in this evolution, I choose to release everything that no longer serves me. And as you begin to create this in your vibration, in your words, in your thoughts, what momentum are we putting forth ahead of us now? This. And eventually this ball of energy begins to roll over the ball of energy, the dirty red carpet that went out before us, and begins to pave a new way. And then all of a sudden, when we least expect it, because that's how the universe works, we will make the shift like a train track, shifting train tracks, and just going in a new direction. Although if you were to look at where you are, it's like, I'm still going the same way, and I've got the same cargo tied to my back, and I'm just moving forward. But then, because you've built this momentum, we go off into the other direction. And that is where everything starts to come together. So there is a reason why they say patience is a virtue. And the more you believe that it is instantaneously happening, even though you don't have evidence in the physical world, the more you say, I am creating. And even though I don't see it in my physical eyes and my human experience at this moment, I know already it is done in the universe, and in the asking, it has already been given. And because it has already been given, this energy is present in my life now. And I don't need to see it, feel it, hear it, taste it, touch it to know what I know inside, because I have evolved. And in this evolution, there's a new pathway for me. And the world, as I know it, is just catching up. But that's on the world because I'm already there. And this is how you move yourself forward. And then that patience, that's a virtue, begins to feel more comfortable. And it allows us to allow more good experiences to come our way. And then suddenly the money picks up, the job opportunities come. We begin to align ourselves with the right people. You have to trust this process. You haven't come this far from 2013 for nothing. And this year of 2023 closes out that chapter once and for all. And it's clear sailing in 2024. You can choose to believe it, accept it as your reality, or you can choose to focus on all the trials and tribulations and what isn't working now, and then continue to put forth a momentum of energy that inevitably is going to trip you up and prolong what I see coming to fruition and take us further into 2024, when I'd rather it be January 2024 and you're like, wow, I've arrived. Does this make sense to you? I know it's a mouthful, but
I feel like no, but it's, yeah, I feel like I've been putting off so much effort and trying to learn and gain knowledge and wisdom and understanding of,
which is a continual
like,
thing.
the
Don't
reality.
measure. Hear what you're
Yeah.
saying. Do not measure the effort. Just be. And every day, I put forth energy, wisdom, and knowledge every day. And every day they're giving me more. Whatever I just said to you, which I don't even remember a blessed thing I just said, was all spirit channeling through me. So that taught you, that taught everyone listening, it taught me. So we're always evolving and learning. You do not look at it as work or effort. Just say, I'm showing up for my spiritual path. And whatever that means you have to do on that day, that's what you do. It's a time for you. And it's getting ready to
I guess
change.
the frustration comes from
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I
not
guess the
manifesting in
frustration
the
comes
world,
from,
right?
like, thinking that I feel like I know I have this power in me. I know I can manifest my reality. I know it. Then why am I like with $4 to my name?
But it does.
That
It
kind of
takes
thing.
time,
Like, I feel that's where my frustration.
right?
Yeah.
But know it's going to take a little time because you're reprogramming the frequency around you. But once it starts to click like that, you'll go boom, 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 boom. Everything will start falling into place. And then you'll pick up so much momentum. You're like, wow, this is so easy. It's happening so fast. It's just the lead time to get yourself there took a bit. But you've got this. You've got this. I hope I've been of service to you today.
Oh my God! Yes, always, always. Thank you so much for everything. It's an honor, to be able to speak to you and connect with you.
What would you like to say to God while we have you on the air? What would you like to put out into the universe?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I get the signs a million times a day, the guidance. I get my angel numbers constantly. I know we're connected. I know. I just thank you, and I surrender. I surrender. It is
beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your gift. Thank you for sharing your gift.
Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going back to the phone lines, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me?
And here we are, closing another show of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Every Wednesday night, we're here from 6:30 to 9 p.m., answering questions, talking the talk, walking the walk, lining up with Spirit, getting the answers. Tonight, we said, hey, God, it's me. It's us. What you got for us? So we are tuning in for a few more questions before we close the show. Write the number down. We'd love to have you participate next Wednesday at 866-972-7247. We love chatting with everyone. And we're going to go to Alana. And Alana is in Boynton. Alana, how are you tonight?
It's
good to have you here,
Hi,
Alana.
Sarah. It's Alana here. Yes.
Alana, what is your question
Thank you.
for us tonight?
Yes, I am calling because I have had a block connecting with my mother-in-law, and I've just struggled because she's been addicted to different things, and then she got sick right after. And it's just been very challenging connecting. And I know it's something that's just sitting there, and I don't know how to heal this relationship.
Yes. What is her birthday?
Her birthday is 9/26/56.
And she was in and out of a hospital for a while, please?
Yes. Yeah. She had throat cancer.
Yeah. Because they're making me feel like she was in and out, right? And
yes,
the energy that I get from this experience is that you didn't have the opportunity to really show her the love and emotion that you had wanted to. And I feel like she was closed off to you through part of this experience, yes? Almost like you felt like you were excluded. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm looking at this energy, and when I look at the relationship and I look at where she was in this pattern of she didn't feel happy with her life at one point. And this lack of happiness and this insecurity and this bitterness, the glass was half empty, not half full, made it difficult for her to be happy for other people. And she didn't wish to cast that negativity upon you and your relationship. She just wasn't happy. And she followed a pattern and a dynamic they make me aware of what she needed to do, because that was the journey for her. That was what was expected of her throughout her life. But when I take back into her childhood, and I go back, and I don't know what you're privy to, but I'm being made aware of a difficult time for her when she was about 10 years old. Whatever was going on in that family dynamic, she was broken and wounded. And so she did her best.
She was on her own by 14.
Yes, she did her best to save herself, but she couldn't run from the demons that had her pinned inside of not feeling good enough or worthy, and the trauma that she experienced at a very young age. And in her energy of healing, the energy becomes more palatable, more easily accessed, and more connected. There is a reason why you came into her life, and you were meant to be the bright light. Okay, you were meant to give her the love and the joy that showing her what love really is, and love of her son. Yes. And so she got to see that, and in a way, as you were kinder, better, gentler than she was. And this is a power that is here for you to access her. And know that her energy is always going to be that we hold in the vibration of love, right? So her energy will be connecting to you always. And when I look at, and they take me back to, when I look back to last July, what was going on with her then?
She was going through treatments, and she was, I mean, we haven't talked.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked. And I think she was abusing the system to get pain medication. I'm not really sure. There was a lot of lies and deception, and I just couldn't.
She was doing what she needed to do to survive, right? But since July, she has not been the same. Things have not worked out the way she needed them to. And now she's got to get herself on a better path and on a healing path. Yeah. And the two of you will rejoin. There will be a connection. There will be a conversation. But she just needs to get herself well.
Yeah. I feel I've been giving her the space.
Yes.
Because I don't know. I feel in some way that like I need to serve her in some way. Like I don't know if she's going to pass away from this. But I feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I keep getting these feelings of like I need to help her through this, but
you cannot help her. All you can do is give her the energy of love. Love brings you close. And she hasn't been able to help herself, and this is her time to choose to help herself and know that that you love her. And that's all you have to do is send her love. And then when you have the opportunity to transmit an actual message, just say, no matter where you are in this journey, I just want you to know that I love you. And with that energy, she has the power to choose to love herself, surround herself in love, and choose the power to heal.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Where she is in this journey, there is healing to be done. So she does not have to choose to exit the planet at this time.
Okay.
So send her love. Remember, part of the exiting of the planet is a choice. People don't always know that, but there's a choice in it. Some is more conscious than others, but she may be tired of fighting. Her whole life has been a fight, is what they show me.
Yes. Yes.
So you ask that she always be in the grace of God, in the energy of love, and that she finds peace within, and that she chooses the path that she desires.
Yes.
And you know that you did everything you could. Because when someone is not well, we cannot do that for them.
Exactly. It's theirs.
Yes, absolutely.
I think I needed that reminder. You can't save other people. You can just love them.
You can just love them. Absolutely. Well, before we conclude this call and I close out the show, what would you like to say to God on this evening?
Well, I'm going to continue with what everyone before me said, which is first, thank you, sending gratitude, and so grateful to come back to God and feel the resonance and the vibration and the frequency that I now feel that I haven't felt in a long time. And I feel grateful for that, and that it will help me then serve others around me better.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm grateful for that, and grateful for you. Thank you for sharing your gifts.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. God bless you. And we will keep your mother-in-law in our prayers. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We look forward to catching you next Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Oldie Station and VCMG. Come party with us every Wednesday, 6:30 to 9. We're so glad we spent this time with you. If you'd like to learn more about my work, the sessions that I offer, see some of the products that we have, go to sarahspiritual.com. Local in West Palm, pop over to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We'd love to see you in West Palm Beach in my beautiful center. Thanks for spending time with us, sharing the space, the light, and the love. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its